At the moment, we are facing a looming fiscal cliff, not to mention an increasingly tense international scene. America today is confused over its own soul, asking who we are as a people and what it is we believe. And this confusion has blinded us to the unraveling of we, the people. Regardless of class, regardless of race, Americans have always shared President Washington's belief that, quote, the propitious smiles of heaven can never be expected on a nation that disregards the eternal rules of order and right which heaven itself has ordained. I behold the surest pledges that the foundations of our national policy will be laid in the pure and immutable principles of private morality. I have a question for you. How might a nation go about the cultivation of a just and moral citizenry? The moral character of Americans is shaped through what we read, believe, and experience. Therefore, that which we feed the minds of our citizens when they are young will transform and shape their character and be reflected in their behavior when they are old. From the 1830s into the 1940s, millions of Americans were educated using the McGuffey Eclectic Reader. John Westerfolk III, in his book McGuffey and His Readers, said, McGuffey's readers portrayed God as creator, preserver, and governor. As adults, Americans once read sermons, Bible verses, and even worked crossword puzzles based on Bible stories that were printed in their public newspapers. It was because our grounding in private morality was based on the Scriptures that President Lincoln could say in his Gettysburg Address, "This nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom." It was this foundation of private morality, which Washington spoke of, that laid the foundation for what researcher Charles Murray calls the founding virtues of American culture. But as American culture has unraveled, the founding virtues have collapsed. Why is this happening to the greatest nation on earth? That's the question the unraveling of We the People seeks to answer and address. How the trading of individual responsibility for government welfare has changed the character of the American people. How the introduction of a new moral relativism has ushered in a new morality of situational ethics and a closing of the American mind to the ideas of right and wrong, good and evil, truth and falsehood. And how radical 60s revolutionaries who once chanted sex, drugs, and rock and roll entered the halls of academia in their later years, where they have sought to train up a new generation of radical political organizers intent on one goal: the unraveling of We the People. To learn more about the unraveling of We the People and how to order it, go to www.theunraveling.us.